रेत खदान सुनहरा 2,71,00,000 2,72,00,000 73 रविंद्र शुक्ला 2,73,00,000 3,51,00,000 3,52,00,000 3,52,00,000 राघवेंद्र सिंह रेत खदान सुनहरा 3,52,00,000 एक बोलना है 3,52,00,000 दो बोलना है किसी को 3,52,00,000 3
3-year-old Khushi was born to live up to her name. It means happiness. However, happiness isn't easy to come by for this little girl and her brothers. They live out each day in the harsh hollows of the silica sand mines in Uttar Pradesh, where their parents work along with other families of their village. In the summer, these hollows turn into scorching furnaces. A lopped branch dug into the ground is their scant shelter. Their day's meal is slung on it in a plastic bag. The hammer and spade their parents use for their livelihood are their only playthings. Grinding the rock into fine sand is the key purpose of their lives. India has a 6,000-year mining history and continues to be a major mineral producer in Asia and globally. Currently, it stands among the 10 largest producers of minerals in the world, including fuel, non-fuel and atomic energy minerals, extracted through both state and privately owned mining enterprises. Mining in India is a diverse and divisive domain on many accounts. These sought-after mining tracts are usually highly contested terrain. They hold the most vital treasures of life: forest, land and fresh water. And, in many instances, are home to some of India's oldest communities. Areas rich in mining resources are ironically among the lowest on development indices. While mining provides high revenue products, both essential and luxury, in contrast, its underbelly holds some of the country's most deprived, impoverished, and marginalized people. To address the negative socio-ecological impacts of mining, a vast framework of international and national laws, policies, and authorities have been provided for. However, this intricate socio-legal structure often ends up with more gaping holes than safeguards. One of the least addressed and most tragic outcomes of this falling through the cracks is the lot of children in mining. Article 27 of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child declares that states parties recognize the right of every child to a standard of living adequate for the child's physical, mental, spiritual, moral, and social development. It also asserts that states parties, in accordance with national conditions and within their means, shall take appropriate measures to assist parents and others responsible for the child to implement this right, and shall in case of need provide material assistance and support programs, particularly with regard to nutrition, clothing and housing.
30 रुपए किलो दूध देता है। अगर हम 2 टाइम इनको मैडम जी अगर 30 रुपए का दूध लिया दूँगा तो हम उसका पैसा भी नहीं अदा कर पाऊँगा। क्यों नहीं अदा कर पाऊँगा कि चाहे इनका पेट पाल लें, चाहे इनको दवा के देख लें, चाहे इनका उन्ना कपड़ा का देख लें, चाहे हम भाजी सब्जी के देख लें, चाहे दूध वाले का। तो कर्जा मैडम जी हम चुका नहीं पा रहे हैं।
निर्माण श्रमिकों के पंजीयन का एक उद्देश्य है उनके बच्चे को जन्म से लेकर मृत्यु तक की सारी गारंटी बोर्ड द्वारा उठाई जाए। उनके जन्म के लिए शिशु हित लाभ योजना, मातृत्व हित लाभ योजना, उसी प्रकार मरने के पर मृत्यु अंत्येष्टि योजना, ये सारी योजना है जिससे कि उनको कोई दिक्कत न आ सके और वो समाज की मुख्यधारा से जुड़ सकें और स्वस्थ रूप से प्रतियोगिता करके पूरे समाज को आगे बढ़ाएं।
Children are usually resilient. Fortitude and joy seem to flow naturally in them. Harsh circumstances seldom deter their capacity to live with exuberance. While the essential spirit of childhood must be celebrated, the vulnerability of it cannot be denied. Basic human rights of children are mandated to be safeguarded on the broad parameters of health, nutrition, education and housing by various policies and government agencies. However, the lives on the ground tell a different story. Amar and Ronu live in a makeshift hut by a stone quarry in Madhya Pradesh, half a kilometer away from the village Anganwadi center. They are 3 and 5 years old. Their young mother, Mamta Gond, is crouched inside the hut where she has just delivered a baby girl. Their father is away looking for work in the city. None of them know where he is or when he will return.
कहीं खेती कुछ है आपके?
कुछ नहीं है ना, खेती पाती तो है नहीं तो कहाँ आती हैं। ये तो खदान के ऐसे छोड़ दी तो कछु काम नाम से ज़्यादा लगत रही रहा जब ठंडी में सुबह बोले हम जाते बाहर तुम्हारे तय रही।
Their visiting grandmother is their only refuge. Less than 5 minutes away from an active Anganwadi center, Amar and Ronu spend their childhood on the edge of neglect, without adequate food, clothing, shelter, or care. With their grandmother gone, their mother is back working at the quarry within 6 days of delivering their baby sister. This is the only way Mamta can get Amar and Ronu their next meal of dry rotis. The provisions of law have no relevance in their lives. Besides, with no proof of identity, they are virtually invisible to the processes of governance.
कह देते हैं कि ये लोग हैं कि नहीं है, शीशे नहीं बन पाता है, नहीं तो हैं तो खुद लिख ले जाते हैं कि हम पहचान पत्र बना देंगे, राशन कार्ड बना देंगे। हम इनसे नहीं जाए कि का है, जब बनता ही नहीं है तो का जाए होते।
Chanda and her children lived a relatively secure, happy life. The children loved school. Her husband was a stone craftsman and earned enough for the family needs. However, soon silicosis claimed his life and left them impoverished and indebted.
अब हफ्ता में 500 मिलते हैं, 600 मिलते हैं, का हो बताओ, हम कर्जा चुकाएं कि हम खाए करें।
Akash and Sagar, their adolescent sons, have had to leave school. They now load tractors to support the family and pay back debts. With education a distant dream now, the lives of these young boys seem destined for the same hazardous labor that their father gave his life trying to break out of. The provisions of law are far too removed to give back these children the chance for a better life. "18-month-old Rohit's story is a travesty of another kind. Severely malnourished and ill, the child is in desperate need of medical care. Never having received such support in their lives, the parents are afraid to even venture out of the village with their sick child. It needs persistent reassurance and initiative from the local ASHA worker to have the child hospitalized. In the absence of proper rural healthcare in most parts of India, the Panna District Hospital and Nutrition Rehabilitation Centre (NRC) seem well geared for healthcare delivery for rural and tribal children. While this is an example of how things should work, it is still only a drop in the ocean of need. For Rohit's father, vulnerable and alone, this is an alien, forbidding world. Bound by deprivation and neglect, even his ability to seek and accept support seems unthinkably impaired. Unheard, unseen, untold. Little lives unfold in the crevices of the earth. Little lives visible only to those who will see. Little dreams only for those who will hear.
बड़े होकर हम मास्टर बनेंगे। पुलिस की वर्दी पाने कौन है? हम डॉक्टर बनना चाहेंगे। पतरा पूर्व और क्या?
बड़े होके क्या बनने हैं?
बताइए मुझसे, बोलिए।
Fragile futures only for those who will care. As we advance deeper into the millennium, is Khushi destined to live her life the same way as this 90-year-old quarry worker in Chitrakoot?
हाँ, दिन भर यही तना खोद खोद यही तना निकारा यही तना ना कपड़े मिलता ना मोही रसने मिलता ना प्रधान रसने बनावाता और रोटियां भर तो पानी भर के दिया तो नहीं आया।
The failure of delivery of the rights of children is a complex cycle of cause and effect. Be it mining companies, governments, social workers, or parents. While it is critical to arrive at the source of the failure, it is even more imperative to ensure the righting of the wrongs. While humanity seeks to advance at every frontier of thought and ability, it is a travesty that a world full of driven adults should ceaselessly fail the world of seeking children as they fall through the cracks.